Good morning, everybody. It's Sandra coming to you live from Huron Ridge Greenhouses on a beautiful Monday morning. So excited to get the week started off on a good foot. The breeze is lovely this morning, so it's not too hot. If you were out gardening already, you've had a great start to the week. So I just wanted to talk to you a couple things. Definitely we're going to start off with talking about fertilizer because it's getting to that time, especially as I look at the forecast and there's some hotter weather coming again. We need to make sure we take care of the plants that we've already planted. So a big part of that is going to be fertilizer. So I just wanted to kind of explain a little bit to you what the numbers on your fertilizer mean. So the first number in your fertilizer label is nitrogen. The second number is phosphorus. And the third number here is going to be potassium. So what each of those numbers does, the nitrogen component helps with the growth of your leaves. The phosphorus component helps with root growth and also promotes flowering. And your potassium number helps with overall growth and the function of your plant. So most of the time when you see a plant that has a high number in the middle, like this, like our Jack's Blossom Booster, that 30 tells you it's going to be really good at helping to get your flowers flowering. I'm going to give you just the basic here. If you're fertilizing, that's the most important. What particular kind of fertilizer you're using is going to have an important role, but the most important thing is that you're watering regularly and fertilizing as well. So we have, like I said, Jack's Blossom Booster. You're, I'm sure, very familiar with Miracle-Gro products. So we've got just a basic 20-20-20, or we've got a 15-30-15. Both are water soluble. So my personal preference is for water soluble fertilizer. There's nothing beats it, especially when it comes to flowers that you want to flower. Yeah, not just plant growth, but when you want to promote blossoming, nothing is better than a water-soluble fertilizer. If you have petunias, you've heard me say it before, nothing is going to be better than a Jack's Petunia Feed. And the funny thing is that the number in the center isn't very high, and that kind of boggles my mind. And I talked to Kevin, my brother, who's our grower here, about that, and he said it has to do with the amount of iron in here. So unlike a lot of other flowers, petunias need iron, and so there's an iron component in here that's extremely important for the health of your petunias. Not so much about their blossoming. I think petunias are pretty vigorous blossoming plants regardless of fertilizer, but the iron component in Petunia Feed helps with the vegetation. Sometimes you'll see petunias that don't have Petunia Feed get kind of anemic and they get kind of yellowy looking leaves. That's because they need more iron. So this Jack's Petunia Feed is a miracle product, I swear. It works so awesome. So if you've got petunias, definitely keep that in mind. You can still use it on other plants. That's okay too. So the other thing I was going to show you is options like this are shake and feed options. This one is particularly, it says it's an organic product, and it's designed for tomatoes, fruits, and vegetables. So it's not that you can't use a shake and feed product. It's just that the water soluble is probably quicker to get you the results that you want, because it's already dissolved and goes straight into those plant roots. We have another organic line, and that is our Actisol line. So that's, I've talked about Actisol before. They make hen manure. They also make some other different kinds of products. They're all organic. The hen manure works also well for keeping out squirrels and helps with blossom end rot on your tomatoes. So that's also a really important note. I have yet to find an organic product that's going to really promote blossoming in your flowers. Now, the fortunate thing is we're not eating flowers, usually, so it's not quite as important for the whole organic component. If you are interested in organic eating, then it's not such a big deal because you're not generally putting the blossom boosting stuff on your edibles. Okay, so that is really fertilizer, super important. I can't stress it enough. Often you will read the instructions. It's going to tell you how much to dilute. So my trick is that I'll figure out however much water my watering can, whatever I'm using, holds, figure out how many scoops I need. Each container it's in a plastic bag when you get it, but in here there is the fertilizer and there's a scoop as well, and there's more instructions in the bottom. So you get a scoop like this that will help you with measuring, and once you figure out that ratio, it's pretty straightforward because it's the same every day. There's a couple options for watering and fertilizing. One option is to do as directed. This one is going to say 1 tablespoon per gallon of water for outdoor plants, use every 7 to 14 days. That'll work, no question. I'm really bad at remembering when I fed my plants. So I go for the option of using a lower dilution and watering with fertilizer every time. It's just easier for me to remember. Otherwise, I'm like, did I fertilize or I don't remember. So it's just easier for me personally to do it that way. Either way works, no question. Okay, so that's my spiel about fertilizer this morning. The other thing is I've had a few questions from people. What is eating my plants, particularly my hostas? It's most likely slugs. They really like hostas, and even though you probably won't see them, you might, but if you don't see them, it doesn't mean that they're not getting eaten by hostas. So we have, you can try eggshells. So if you break up eggshells really, really fine and lay them around the base of your hostas, it can help. And if you can make that work, have at her. If you can't and you're feeling frustrated, we have something called diatomaceous earth. Great word, hey? Diatomaceous earth. And it is really good for different kinds of insects and definitely works for slugs. So again, this is a product that's a powder. You sprinkle it around the base of your plant. And what does it say? How often do you have to reapply? I would say probably, well, when you see them reappear, but I would think not more than, every few weeks, unless there's maybe been a heavy rain, you might have to reapply. But it's pretty straightforward product. Yeah. And you actually can use it indoor or outdoor, which I've never actually tried to use it indoor, but I don't have a slug issue indoor, so there's that. But it works great. I've definitely put it around my hostas. It's been very effective in helping get rid of those little holes. It's like, yeah, it just looks like somebody's made Swiss cheese out of your hostas. It's kind of sad. So definitely diatomaceous earth is a great product. And like I said, we do have all the different fertilizers, water soluble and slow release. Up to you. Definitely if you're going to, if you need quick results, go with the water soluble. If you've got a little bit more time, you can definitely use the slow release. When we do a lot of our custom planting, we actually put in the slow release just to make sure things are getting fertilizer, and then we hope that people will water with water soluble throughout the season. The other thing to remind you of is as your hanging baskets start to get more mature, and particularly if they're petunias, you may need to give them a haircut. Not deadhead. All of our petunias that go home in hanging baskets here don't need to be deadheaded. They're hybrid petunias, so they will self-deadhead. They'll keep flowering, but you may need to give them a haircut. So I've started doing that with some of mine. I just give a little snip off the ends, maybe 2 inches. If they're long and leggy looking, you can certainly take more than that, but that'll be enough to stimulate new growth from the center and help your petunia plants particularly to fill back out. Also, dragon wing begonias sometimes get leggy and long, and I just snap off the tops. They may look kind of sad for a little bit, but they'll do fine. They'll come back. And I am still nursing along my sun patience, so I added mulch to my flower beds this weekend. I've been debating about it for years, and I finally thought, you know what, it's just so hard, especially when it gets really hot, to keep the moisture in. So I added mulch to some of my perennial beds and the bed where the sun patience is in. So I'm still nursing them back to health. They're looking better, so I'm hopeful. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Have a great start to your week. And we are here. We're only open 6 days a week now. We're closed Sundays, so we're open Monday to Saturday. 6 days a week. This week we're going to be open from 10 till 6 every day. After that, I think our Saturdays we're going to be done a little sooner. But other than that, we hope that we'll see you. Send us your questions. And we do still have some cucamelon kits. That's the other question people were sending me. So there's still a few left. Stop by and see us, and we hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye for now.